Sunday, that means it's everyone's favorite time. All right, maybe it's just my favorite time, but it's everyone's favorite time. Gun of the week. This weekend was insanely busy. Friday, we had our first pistol drills and skills over at Gun World of South Florida. Had a couple students come out. I think we had about 5 students come out, and we just worked on all types of different pistol skills through purpose-built and purposely laid out drills to work on certain skills to improve overall performance. So basically the idea behind that is basically I'm training, and anyone that wants to train with me, I'll show you what I'm doing, I'll show you the methodology, I'll show you why, and come on out, we can get better together. If you want to check on those dates, go on to www.oneshotdefense.us and you'll see them all out there. I'm doing rifle, pistol, and then eventually I'm going to do concealed carry as well. But obviously, a bit of an emphasis on pistols, since that's my kind of like my main bread and butter, both as a police officer and a competitive shooter. So that was Friday. Saturday, I had a competition out at Deep 50. It was an awesome competition for USPSA. 6 awesome stages. Squad was great. They were complicated yet fast. I don't know. It was awesome. It was super awesome. I got second in my division, second in limited optics, and 8th overall out of like 85 or 90 shooters. Pretty good. It's hard to judge overall because, again, you're going against people in open division, pistol caliber carbines, all different types of weapons and stuff like that, but still nice to be at least in the top 10. But enough about me. Gun of the week. Here we go. Another Glock. I almost did another SIG, but I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with SIG. There's a lot going on with Sig Sauer, if you guys don't know, in the P320 series. We're going to wait to hear what actually comes out on all that stuff. But anyway, here is a Glock 17 Gen 4 build that I did a long time ago now. It's been at least, I don't know, I've had this gun built out the way it is for at least a good 6-7 years. This kind of started it all with me with building pistols. This was one of the first guns I built from the ground up, pretty much. I absolutely love it. So I wanted something that was very similar to my duty weapon so I can train with it and not shoot. At the time was 40 caliber. So I got a Glock 17 and I decked it out completely. That way I can shoot 9mm and not have to, purchase 40 caliber and shoot that. So that's why I went with the 17. We have now since changed to 9mm and Glock 34s. I do train with that, and I showed you guys that, but how could you not love this? I mean, ooh and ah, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the build, talk about what I got on it. Empty mag, empty chamber, all that good stuff. All right, so the slide itself is a Zevtech. It's called the Citadel slide. It is the Gen 4 Glock 17 length, but man, is it nice. Just the serrations, the cuts. It's direct milled for a Trijicon RMR footprint, but it just looks fantastic. It has a slight gunmetal gray, or whatever you want to call it, DLC coating. Actually, I don't know if it's DLC. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. I can find out, but I'll let you know. But yeah, just it looks fantastic. The serrations work. They're very grippy. And again, it's one of those things that aesthetically very pleasing. The sights I have on it, these are L2D Combat. So if you ever decide to look them up, they make some pretty badass custom Glock and SIG parts. But L2D Combat fiber optic front sight, and their blacked out rear sight. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. They're serrated to help with glare, but they're all blacked out. Pretty simple again. The whole point is I got a red dot. I shouldn't need the sights. But if I do need the sights, they are suppressor height, so they're co-witness, which just means that I can see them. Turn on my dot for. I can see them through. Come on, there we go. I can see them through the optic. So they, as you can see, the dot aligns perfectly with my front sight post. So if the battery dies or breaks or goes down, I can still shoot like old school normal. Completely elegant. That's awesome, Gil. I don't know if you guys can see that comment, but you should definitely read it. It's beautiful. So, Trijicon RMR, it's the RM06 3.25 MOA red dot. They're the OG. They work. They're amazing. They're durable. The only issue, and I'll call it an issue now because so many other companies came out with optics now, but the only issue is that you have to remove the optic from the slide in order to change the battery. And that causes re-zeroing, it causes re-loctiting, it causes very slight inconvenience. And we know that today's day and age, slight inconvenience is a no-no. So, the Hollow Suns and in the new Trijicon RMR HDs, the SROs and the Hollow Sun, all the Hollow Suns are all either top or side mounted battery trays, so you don't have to ever take the optic off, which I would prefer. I did mention is direct mounted, so there are no plates holding this to the gun to the slide, so it's just direct mounted from the RMR to the slide. I do have the Trijicon sealing plate. That's just to keep out water and other nonsense from getting underneath into the battery compartment area and causing issues. The barrel is also Zevtech. It is crowned, which is very, very nice. Basically what a crowning does is if you drop it or anything happens to it, you won't actually mess with the rifling of the barrel itself. It's a way to keep it more accurate longer. It is their optimized match barrel. So it's a Zevtech optimized Zev barrel. It's got the 9mm engraved on it, markings of Zevtech. There's also, I don't know if you know that, but that little hole in the back is kind of like a chamber indicator. You can look down in there and see the brass if you ever needed to see if you have a round in the chamber, as well as here in the side. You can look in there. This is usually pressed out. That's your extractor. Your extractor is raised so you can feel it and see it, just so you know, just to see if there's a round in the chamber without actually physically pulling it back and looking. But you can always do that too. Press checks are free. Always do press check, because knowing the status of your weapon is super important. A lot of guys on the line will get ready to run a string and they'll draw their gun and go, ah, shit. So can I curse on Instagram? I don't know about Instagram, but check me out on YouTube. I think I can curse on YouTube, but I'll try to keep it PG-13 if I can. Moving on. So, extended magazine release. Wow. Extended slide release or slide lock, slide catch, all the different names for it, but it is extended. It is just a stock Glock extended one from the factory, from like Glock 34. I really like them. They work great, and I can manipulate it without having to break my grip. The trigger is a Timney Alpha trigger. So I think if you have been watching my series of Guns of the Week, you have probably heard me say that I have changed all of my guns from the Timney triggers to Glock performance triggers. I have not changed this one. This one is still relatively OG. Way back in the day, I did have a Zev full trigger kit in it. Naturally, I wanted to build it like a full Zev gun, so it did have a trigger kit in it, but I took that out, put it in something else when these Timneys came out, because these Timneys are amazing. So this is hand polished by me and tuned. And when I say tuned, I just have different springs in the slide. So basically what that means is I have a Glock with a 2-pound trigger, and it is a 2-pound straight trigger. It breaks at a true 90-degree angle. It's fantastic. It does have your safety fin here, so depress the safety fin, push down, and I'm already at the wall. A little bit of creep and it breaks. Nice tactile reset, powerful, because I put the plus the red. If you guys know about it, there's a red one and a silver spring to help the trigger return spring, so I put the red one, which is the heavier one. But yeah, it is a true 2-pound trigger, and if you don't believe me, you've never seen a Glock with a 2-pound trigger. Zero. I don't know. There we go. Zero. Oop. Caught the edge on that one. Sorry, let me do it again. There we go. Pretty much 2.5 pounds on the button. Sorry if you can't see that, but yeah. Anyway, just a freaking fantastic trigger for a Glock. I got this tuned perfectly, and it works great. I haven't had any issues with it. This gun was kind of what started me down the path in USPSA. I started shooting my duty gun. I converted it to 9mm, and then I was like, I'm not going to keep going back from 40 to 9mm. So then I got this, and I modded this up, and I started shooting this in carry optics. I took the magwell off, and I was shooting carry optics initially. Speaking of the magwell is a Tyrant CNC. Works pretty well. I am super spoiled with the MPA magwells because you just can't miss. These you kind of can miss, but they do their job. Looks nice. Try to get it the same color to match the slide because it's got to match. Come on now. And Surefire X300 as always. Trusty torch. And the stipple work and framework is done by yours truly, so it doesn't look perfect or absolutely beautiful, but it flippin' works. I'll tell you that right now. The undercut only, so I just brought it in just a little bit, and the grip on this firearm is amazing. I did integrate the medium back strap into the gun, so I stippled it, melted it into the gun, flattened it out, sanded it down. The only thing you could tell is up here, just because I didn't want to stipple it up there, but keeping this nice and stock or smooth so it doesn't destroy the back of my hand. But yeah, stock Glock recoil spring. I did not change that. That's factory. I was thinking about putting maybe the tungsten guide rod or the all stainless steel guide rod in here to help, but I mean, this shoots beautifully. It shoots really well. It's a super light gun. This helps. I don't think the guide rod or a lighter spring is going to help all that much, but I don't know. I might do it to mess around with it, but you know, I love Glock. I've shot Glock my entire life. I've used Glock for work almost my whole career, with the exception of the first few years where I used the SIG P226. But man, these 2011s, man, whew, they're hard to get away from. But if I have to shoot a Glock, this is one of them Glocks that I will grab all day and go to a class and just absolutely beat the crap out of it, and it works. And it's beautiful, and it's pretty. And yes, I'm using those words to describe my gun. So yeah, that's the gun of the week for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But just with all the training stuff that I was talking about in the beginning of the video, I just want you guys to get out there and train. I want you to be safe when you do it. I want you to learn. I want you to get better. I want you to be able to kill your clone, right? Kill your clone. Yes, I'm a Star Wars fan, but also it's I think it really does hit home for me, where the whole reason we train is just to be better than we were yesterday, right? If yesterday's you was going to come to life somehow and try to kill you today, are you better than that person? So that's the idea behind it. I do have some stickers, and I'm still starting to get some merchandise in. That's something you're interested in, shoot me a message or shoot me an email on the website. I'll probably send a couple out. But if you're looking to get a bunch of them, I can cut you a deal, and we'll do that. I still have some hats left over and all that good stuff. But I would appreciate it if you guys like, share, and subscribe. Share this video. If you know someone who's a Glock freak like I am, send it to them. Let them see. Maybe they want to build their own Glock. Or if they have any questions, they can ask me. I can help them build their own. Honorable mention, you've probably seen him a bunch, but I'll mention it again. Joey from Infinite Irons makes these amazing +5 extension magazine extensions. Comes with the increased powered spring, so you don't have any issues with feeding. And they just look great. So, shameless plug for my boy Joey. But other than that, I appreciate you sticking with me. I'll see you on the next one.